Alright, so UFC Houston, Sean Strickland versus Alexander Hernandez just took place, and I'm going to go through every single fight on the card, starting with the early prelims, ending with the main event. I will say, everybody in my house is asleep right now, so I got to whisper for most of it. So I'm going to keep my mic really close to my face. But we're going to go through them just real quick. So Juliana Miller versus Carly Judice. I had Carly Judice. She outperformed her throughout the entirety of the fight, 104 to 46. There's more significant damage through it. There was a couple of takedowns throughout the fight, but nothing significant. On to the next fight, DeVal Levitt. I had Levitt based off of his experience. He got it done based off of his experience. Although the strikes say different, the takedowns tell the story. So next up we have Phil Rowe versus Jean-Paul Lebus Jean-Paul. I had Phil Rowe. I was wrong about this one. Jean-Paul was able to get inside of Phil Rowe's reach, him being, 6'3", I think it is. Yeah, 6'3". He was able to get through it, get a couple of takedowns, kind of just dominate the entirety of the fight. Could have gone either way with it being a split, but I think he's a top 30 fighter in the welterweight division. So next up we got Pule Soriano versus Brahmaj. I had Soriano winning this one. Got this one done. Mostly based off of the strikes and the fact that the takedowns worked throughout the entirety of the fight. He got more of a percentage of takedowns, whereas Brahmaj attempted 11 of them, only was able to get 3, so I got that one right. Next up we got Jocelyn Edwards, Nika Carroll. By this point I was probably asleep. Nothing really. She was able to get the takedown off of an outside trip, get a rear naked choke. I think she's top 15 by now, especially with getting a finish in the bantamweight division. Next up we got Correa versus Gruel. I believe I put Correa, but I think I had him by finish. He wasn't able to get that done. It was a tit for tat fight, but the stats do show it going one way. Up next we have Idris versus Osborne. That one was once again kind of a snoozer, but he was able to get his takedowns, able to outstrike him throughout the rounds. Ode Osborne doesn't really belong in the UFC in my opinion, but either way, it was a good fight to see. Next we had Chidi versus Carlos. This was a very close fight. Although it was a unanimous decision to Leo, I could have seen it gone either way. The only thing is Chidi started getting very tired towards the third round. I think during the first round is when Liao had his advantages, but as the rounds continued, Chidi was able to start piling on more jabs and more teeps to the body, but he wasn't able to get any power shots through. So I feel like Carlos Leo should get somebody in the top 15. For Chidi, probably stay in the welterweight division. Going up to middleweight isn't exactly a great move for him. He can't really carry that power up to 185. So I'd say probably just get him somebody in the top 30, maybe a Santiago Ponzinibbio if he's still there. Next up, one of my favorite fights of the night, Zachary Reese. I think I have it real quick. I'm just going to spoil the rest of the video. Yes, this fight. An absolute war. Look at this guy's face. Look at that. Absolute insanity. Bloodied up in, I think, the first round. The bloody nose continued throughout the entirety of the fight. He wasn't able to find his shots. And Michelle Pereira is one of the dirtiest fighters I think I've ever seen. Faking a foul that was close, but was nowhere near the cup, getting the timeout because he called it. Then going back into the fight, a minute and a half later, it goes low to the belly. They call it off again. We see the replay, it's nowhere near the belt. He still gets the timeout. They come back in. And I'm pretty sure that's what wanted him to fight. He's a dirty fighter, and he doesn't deserve to be in the UFC. He should be in the PFL at this point. Robbed Phil Rowe of a win. He kind of deserved that win, in all honesty, especially with the ending. Come on, how can you not promote this type of face at the end of the third round after being knocked around for 2 rounds? It was amazing to see. And it was just the takedowns that made the difference. Because it was tit for tat for most of the fight. I just don't want to see Pereira there. Give Zachary somebody in the top 20. Next up, Jacob Smith, Josh Haro. I had Jacob Smith. I'm pretty sure everybody did. Was able to get it done emphatically by switching position from bottom as soon as he got taken down. Where is it? And immediately able to put on elbows and crucifix. I almost think that he was knocked out from a knee beforehand, but I would have to relook at it. But it was very, very nice to see. Bad to see for Josh Haro, coming off of a short notice fight, or coming into this on a short notice, 24 hours, getting knocked out in the first round. Not a very great look. But anyways, Jacob Smith, get him somebody in the top 15. He needs somebody in the top 15, maybe a top 10. He was talking about Kevin Holland. I think he doesn't deserve a Kevin Holland right now. He definitely deserves somebody in the top 15, though. Next up, we got Ante Delija versus Sergey Spivak. I had Delija because I thought he'd be able to get him out of there. I thought he was able to stuff the takedowns, which he did. But he wasn't able to get him out of there. So Sergey, unfortunately, was able to get a striking game going in the span of a year. And able to outstrike Ante Delija, a Golden Glove box winner, almost 2-1, which is insane to see. Sorry about that. So, once again, I guess the Blob just wins. Heavyweight's ruined. Combine light heavyweight and heavyweight, and let's get this thing over with. Next up, Melquizael Costa versus Dan Ige. I had Dan Ige on this one, and unfortunately did not go as planned. Let me check something real quick. No, it's not that. This one. 6 spinning back kick finish, I think, of history at the last few seconds of the first round. Something we did not expect. Breaking, I believe, Dan Ige's orbital bone. Couldn't continue after that. He was establishing his range throughout the entirety of the fight. It was great to see. Next up, we got my boy Uros Medic from Anchorage getting it done over Jeff Neal. I think I actually picked Jeff Neal, but I did say if it was going to be a KO anywhere, it would be Uros if he showed up, which he did. And boy, howdy did he. That's not it. With a hook straight to the temple in the first round, he definitely deserves somebody in the top 10. I think he was talking about a card in Serbia against Leon Edwards. I'd love to see the crowd with him and Leon Edwards. I think it'd be a really good fight, especially for a main card. Put it on that. Next up, Sean Strickland, Anthony Hernandez. I think I had Anthony on this one. Fortunately, Sean Strickland got this done, jabbed the shit out of him. By the time he was done, like half of his face was swollen up. I believe the nose was cut. It was all on just one half because all Sean Strickland was doing was the same thing he was doing up against Israel, and same thing he was doing up against basically everybody. Imavov, jab to the face, teep to the body, low kick, get to the clinch every once in a while. But he outstruck him 2-1. I think he should get somebody definitely in the top 5. And I mean, all in all, I think it was a really good card. I'm going to give it probably an 8 out of 10. And then next week, we got Moreno versus Kavanaugh. So that's going to be an interesting one for me to break down. You know, some pretty good fights here. Not real interested, but I mean, hey, Edgar Chairez on the main card. So anyways, catch you guys later. Peace.